Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you're watching or listening to this, and welcome to Link Up Leaders, your direct link to leaders in supply chain and e-commerce. My name is Lisa Kinski. I'm your producer and co-host, and joined as always by Francois Jeffrey. Francois, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. Doing great. How are you?
I'm good. How was Kate's birthday weekend?
It was good. It was good. We did karaoke. Probably
I
made a fool
saw.
of ourselves. If anyone was able to hear us outside of the room, I'm sure they would have left the restaurant. Um, but no, overall good. It was a chance to disconnect. I think,
Mhm.
like fully disconnect from work. So it was
Good.
It was one of those good weekends where, and I think everyone has to sort of hit that reset every once in a
Mhm.
while, right? Where it's just like, hey, not paying attention like to anything anyone is going to be sending at all.
Yeah,
Like
good.
I know there's no fires to put out right now. So it was a good reset of a weekend.
Good. Yeah, you especially need that. You never, it seems like, fully
Well,
disconnect.
supply chain is never turned off. So that's like every
True.
aspect of it, right? So I
Yeah,
mean it is what it is. But how about you? How was your weekend?
it was good. Oh my God, what did I do this weekend? What did I do? Where was I? Oh, I was dog sitting for some friends. I was out in Dallas. Yeah, I did that. I just hung out at the house. I volunteered, went and had dinner with my parents, and
Ooh, where'd you volunteer?
so I volunteered through this organization called, well, I don't know if it's so much of an organization. Technically, I guess it's called Hands On Atlanta. And what they do is have a website where they aggregate all of the volunteer opportunities in the city. Like it's not just in the city, it's around the city
Hmm.
too. It's pretty much like all of Metro. And I found this opportunity that was right by my friend's house in Dallas, Georgia, not Texas, at a church called Chosen Vessels of God, I think it was the name of it. Anyway, it was a food pantry, but it's done
Okay.
differently than most, where you would just like pre-pack the box and then, load it in their car, and whatever they get is what they get. The pastor over
Mhm.
there, Pastor Margaret, she has it to where you actually like go shopping. There's like certain limits on like how many items you can get. Like you can
Oh.
get like one, and it's like giant packets of like chicken and fish and stuff like that. And then like, you get two cans of this, 2 cans of that. But it's kind of, from my perspective, like giving those folks who are in need, giving them back a lot of dignity. Like
Yeah,
it's
I used to do that as a kid with my mom. We used to go to the pantry and we would do the walkthrough one. And
okay.
yeah, they give you like this little slip, and the slip tells you like, hey, you could get 2 eggs. You could trade things out too. So it
Okay.
was like I was never privileged enough to get like the cake. She would be like, yeah, we're not getting cake. We're getting 3 things of eggs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, well, when I had volunteered through Girl Scouts when I was a kid, we had done some food pantry style stuff, or maybe it was more
Hmm.
like lunch sack packing, but it was just like pre-packed. What you get is
Right.
what you get. But hers is through the Atlanta Community Food Bank. Oh gosh, I forget what it's technically called. But so there's a lot of variety of products that she's able to put out, but there's like feminine care products, toothpaste,
Right.
deodorant, all sorts of stuff. But I just really liked the way that she ran it. And she's a beautiful human being, and I love her. She's like, I hope to see you again soon. I was like, I live in Duluth.
Yeah.
Probably not, but maybe.
But maybe. You never know. You never
Yeah.
know.
But no,
No,
that was
that's
great.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Spend some time outside of my own bubble, which was nice.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and hopefully to do a lot more volunteering throughout the year. So,
Yeah,
just
we
as
do have some events lined up. So hopefully, I know you're
Mhm.
planning out some events for the team
Mhm.
to line up with, including Earth Day, which is
Yeah.
coming up. Is
Yeah.
Would Earth Day be considered like and I'm sure this is a question for a guest, but like a seasonal holiday sort of thing? Like, do you think a lot of products are being sold around Earth Day that have to do just with like Earth Day, like yeah, I
It's a
don't know, organic and
great
stuff?
question. I'm sure that is a great question. We'll have to ask our guest. I'm sure that there's a lot of, I'm trying to think. Well, for Earth Warriors, Earth Day is every day. But there's probably a lot of people that run like promotions around Earth Day, like maybe
Yeah.
probably I would have to think like Pike Nurseries and stuff like that, or if you're a brand that already has an initiative to give back, maybe it's like a buy this bag and plant a tree. I don't know. I don't
Mm.
know. That's a really good question. Let's
And
go
I'm
ahead
sure, like,
and
even if your product doesn't usually around this time, or for the most the majority of the year, if it doesn't necessarily hit those eco points, but it could be seen as an eco-friendly or Earth Warrior product,
Yeah.
then you could probably realign your brand. I don't know, for part of it. We'll see. We'll see what
Yeah,
maybe she has
that's
some insights
interesting.
on it.
Well, let's go ahead and bring our guest on today. We have with us start over. We have with us today Izabella Ritz with Ritz Momentum. Izabella, how are you?
Hey, I'm great. Well, thank you for inviting. And I'm actually already pulling up the Earth Day gift. I was thinking that I probably will be able to make it done before I will jump on the podcast. Actually, I can tell you Earth Day gift is 415 requests per month. And just the Earth Day is actually 17,945, but it's mostly for the books. However, we also have the keywords like Earth Day shirt, Earth Day decorations, and they are like 16,000, 14,000 demand per month, which is, it's not bad at all.
That's
Uh,
not bad.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
not bad, and I didn't check, of course, yet how the trends are performing and how the trends are going on. However, let me see for the sales, and I can tell you some T-shirts with just 48 reviews on it can be selling like 6,000 a month, 5,000 a month. Yeah, it's actually a pretty good keyword.
Yeah. See, and
Oh.
t-shirts make sense to me because Earth Day is really about like getting out there and like,
Yeah.
like doing a lot of like gardening, landscaping, planting trees, whatever the case may be. So that makes sense that everybody can like wear their Earth Day shirt like while they're doing their thing. But
Yeah.
that's so cool. I didn't think that it would have that much traffic behind it.
Yeah, and actually, not too sure the Earth Day decorations. I'm super crazy about the keyword research and like new stuff, exploring new stuff, like what we can actually sell on Amazon. But whenever we're talking, I will just double check very quickly using some software. How the sales going with the decorations? But so far, I can tell like 10,000 BCR, 6,000 BCR for the decoration for the Earth Day,
Wow.
for 63,000 a month in the revenue.
Is that trailing 12 months average?
No, it's per month. It's per month, and like just the globables for the Earth Day is the revenue is about 19,000. And 8,000 something crazy. Yeah, so it's genuinely speaking, it's at least something that you can start working on, and you can take a look what is going on with this product on Amazon. So it's always the
Wow.
hidden niche. See,
Look at that. Found
you
a
guys
new
found
niche
it.
in real time. Well, Isabel, I love the real time information. But let's go on ahead before we get too deep into product research and reverse engineering your selection. Let's learn a little bit more about you. I can't talk today, you guys. What is happening?
It's Monday.
It's Monday, and I've
Monday.
only had like
Yeah.
12 ounces of coffee. Can you tell us a little bit more about your story?
Yeah, sure. Why not? So my name is Izabella Ritz. I was born in Moscow, capital of Russia. Recently, that was a very funny story. One person told me, "Yeah, like you've been born in Moscow, right?" Like, yeah, I was. Do you know any other cities in Russia? Yeah, of course. Which one? No. So some people actually don't know any other cities in Moscow beside like in Russia beside Moscow and St. Petersburg. However, I was born in the seventh generation. My kids been born in eighth generation in Moscow, and I was always trying to find the way to escape and to live somewhere better life. And I was traveling all over the world, and I was like, I believe in 34 or 35 countries. Like the moment my kids were born, I took them, and we've been traveling together for like in between 20, I believe 2015. I didn't really live in Moscow a lot. And in 2015, I decided to move to United States. That's what we did. And I had to figure out what we're going to do, like what kind of business. And we just started the business on Amazon, and it worked out. My first return was for $14,000. And I felt like, oh, Amazon is actually really it's something real, it's working. And I just decided to continue. I crossed my 7th figure in 2017. And in 2019, we created with my new husband, it's my 3rd marriage, we created the agency. So we are helping Amazon sellers to start, scale, and launch launch, scale, and exit Amazon businesses.
Fantastic. And I think my favorite thing about your story that I know you told on Ryan's and you told me before was you had to get out of Russia because it's so cold. It is so cold. I hate the cold.
I hate the cold, and the funny part about it is right now I'm living in Virginia because I got married, as I said. It's my coffee dropped.
Oh no!
Oh no!
It's funny. It's fine. And it's funny too. It's almost over. I almost drank it. It's fine. We'll clean it later. At least we have something at the podcast where people are like, oh, we have. Anyway, I have another mug. We're
Perfect.
good. I hate cold. I really hate cold, and I was living in Florida for 5.5 years, and before that I was living in Thailand and Bali and Spain, and it's been always warm. Yeah. And then I had to move to Virginia, and like in Russian language, I'm cold. It's мне холодно, so my husband knows. Like it's like when I'm freezing and or I'm not talking and I'm super quiet, he's like, тебе холодно means like, are you cold again? I'm like, yes. It's like I'm freezing, so I can't wait till we'll move back to Florida because like right now is April and it's still cold. Like today we had 42 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I don't know what it is. It's like you said, it's April 11th for anybody who's listening to the audio only version. And it was like 40 something when I woke up here in Atlanta, but it is going to get to be like 71 later on in the day. So okay. we have these huge temperature swings, but at least we do get some warmth in the afternoon. Yeah.
One to pivot just a little bit off of the weather. One key part that you mentioned in sort of what your agency does is that 4th piece is preparing for exit. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. I feel like in the past few years, that has been such a relatively new topic, or at least a topic that more sellers have been discussing more openly. Is that something where when you started the agency, you saw a lot of brands focusing on to begin with?
Actually, no. I think I was pretty dumb at the e-commerce without thinking that we can actually exit the businesses here. Mm-hmm. My first business experience back to 2001 was when I created my first business and I sold it. And I sold it because I really wanted to have better, like more things in my life. I wanted a car. Like mm-hmm. what might be the desire of 18 years old child. Mm-hmm. So because I created for a business at 17, and that was business training center, that was my that's why I started also business coaching career at this time. And I was like, damn, 5-6K a month is not enough because it's a revenue and I have to cover a lot of expenses. Nothing much is like really, I don't have a lot of leftovers. Mm-hmm. And I sold this business. And I actually felt how like it's so great when you have a lot of money instead of just a little bit. And then I created another business and I sold it again, and then another one and I sold it again. So that was kind of that was my hobby, I can tell, especially when I was going through the signing the contract, and I was actually seeing how the process is going and the diligence, and it's not that hard, but when, like as long as you're doing business right and like you don't have anything to hide. Beside, like I had some probably negative side or like side effects. My employees, they've been always upset, like you sold us. And, yeah, because I was still growing, I didn't know how to explain it better and what should I actually say. Like yeah, it's business. Like what nothing better. Like you have a very good manager right now, or like this CEO is like they can throw a lot of money in the business. That was the only side effect that I was struggling with. And when I moved to United States and I started Amazon business, I was not thinking that I can actually sell this Amazon business as well. And when we sold it, I was like, oh yeah, it's so great. So you can actually continue to do that, and yeah, that's why we found the best approach how we can launch people who actually want to like reach some point of 7, 8 figure, and we're launching those people, and then we're helping them to grow within a year, like 14 months, and then we're helping them to sell.
What do you think one of the most important pieces of sort of building a solid foundation is to prepare for an exit?
So the most important here is the product that you will be able to sell and scale. So you have to have the options to monetize it beside. So you cannot sell just one product. You have to focus how you're going to expand it. You have to have the variations. You have to have options to add the complementary products, or sometimes, for example, you're selling, like for example, a mug, and as a variation, it will be mug and the chain, for example, and then in addition, it will be just a chain. So in this case, Amazon will let you to sell these 3 ASINs, and then you will be able, generally speaking, to complement one product with another, and they will be able to buy a set. So you have to be able to set up a bundles, and like I'm going to details already. However, you have to have the product idea, and that will be very easy to realize and launch, and you have to have enough of budget that will keep you on track with scaling your product within whenever you're launching your PPC campaign, and like if you're going to do like the external traffic and something else. So you have to be patient, you have to have budget, and you have to have the products that you are going to launch like once a month, once per 2 months. Because if you're launching just 1 or 2 products and you're like hoping that the potential of the product is $20,000 or $30,000 in revenue, and this is it, Amazon will not like you in 6 months. Amazon will tell you, no, it's not how it works. You have to give us more products to sell. And in this case, we will let you keep scaling your business on Amazon. Does it make sense?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Would you
Amazon's
say that?
all about their flywheel.
Yeah. Would you say that that's kind of the biggest mistake that these Amazon business owners make, is just putting all their eggs in that one basket, so to speak, or relying on the one product and not kind of from the beginning stacking and being like, okay, we're going to start with, like you said, like a coffee mug. And then it's like, okay, then we're going to have like coasters or the like heated, I don't know what they're called. The mug. Yeah, exactly. Do you think that's kind of the biggest mistake that they make?
Yeah, a lot of people do that. And I actually have a lot of my former students who've been reaching out asking, well, Amazon is not working for me very well now. I'm like, okay, what did you do for since the moment you launched? They're like, no, I didn't do anything. I actually don't do a PPC as well. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So what's your revenue? And they're like, my revenue per year right now is like $19,000, $20,000, but I'm not doing anything. I'm like, well, for not doing anything, it's actually pretty good. But because you didn't launch any other products, and of course, it's not going to grow. So yes, a lot of people do that. A lot of people launching, and then they don't have a lot of passion or enough of passion to keep doing stuff. So they're like, you have to be passionate, and you have to have a goal that you're going to achieve. So if you have a goal, you have a strategy, and you're just keep going. And if people just launching one product, it's not going to work for a long time.
So starting with that one product, I guess the growth strategy is always very important, obviously. I mean, that's for every business, right? Having sort of this roadmap for what you would consider success. But for that first product, I guess, how do you go about picking the right one? I know a lot of times it might be based on like a cool idea might spark it. Like, hey, I think this is really, really cool. And I mean, as I've seen in this startup, a lot of very cool ideas that we think everyone is going to love and adopt fail, which is okay because the failures tend to lead to even more successes. But I guess, what would you say goes into finding this first quality product in your entire, sales strategy?
Demand, high demand and low competition. And demand's supposed to be based on your avatar. Demand's supposed to be based on your consumer, who is going to purchase this product. And if consumer telling you, like, based on the market research, I want this product, I am looking for this product, I need to buy specifically this with these features, you have to start exploring the market and actually find the right fit for this specific consumer. And the moment you found it, you have to start develop this product. So generally speaking, when we're doing the product research, we're doing it based on the avatar, on the final buyer. And as long as this is matching the demand, their requirements, then we're starting. And like, of course, we're checking what exists on the market. And if we have less than 50, 60 competitors on the market, we're starting working on this product development.
And with that product development, though, how many products do you usually already have prepared for your growth strategy?
So we recommend every single customer to go at least with 3 products. Or if they cannot do 3 products at the same time, they have to launch 1 product, and then in 2 months, another product, and then in 2 months, another product. In this case, Amazon will see that you are keep progressing. And generally speaking, whenever you already have sales on Amazon, if you cannot launch more than like 3 products at the same time because of the budget, then Amazon will offer you extra funds or someone else. So that will be pretty easy to expand yourself and finding extra funds whenever you're already selling. But you cannot, like, answer your question, we're starting at least with the 3 products. And we're trying to push our customers to launch more products within the first year. Of course, then they're just not stopping because they're already on a truck.
Yeah. And then, so we mentioned budget a few times. What do you typically suggest that they start with? And everyone has different budgets, right? Someone that's launched on Amazon and has been successful in the past is likely, it's a lower risk for them to launch with a higher budget. But for someone, let's say they've tried out Amazon, they've had some level of success, but not really. What would you say is like a healthy budget for product development, sourcing, the whole 9 yards, and inventory levels, right? You don't want to run out too quick too, because Amazon will quickly penalize you for it.
Yeah.
What would you say is a good healthy starting point?
Well, if it will be based on the very risky market price, which is like $19.99, $29.99, I don't like this price fork, because generally speaking, a lot of competitors are going to the products with the $19.99, $29.99. Then your budget probably for one product is supposed to be in between $4,000 to $6,000. However, it's not what I recommend, and it's not what I personally like. I like the products that you will be able to sell in the range within like $49.99, $69.99, because this market price is giving you enough of gap to launch PPC and to have the very nice PPC cost. And you will be able to hire people, you'll be able to expand, you have some money in the pocket, because let's say the goal is to keep from one purchase $10 in your pocket after all expenses. So, and if we're moving like to this market price, then your net price landed in United States will be probably about $18, $19. Let's round it to $20. And then the minimum optimum quantity that you are ordering from China, or like if you're sourcing in Latin America, doesn't matter, supposed to be 500 pieces, 500 units. So, and if we're multiplying 20 by 500, it's 10,000 per product. But my opinion that it's much safer if you are going with this approach than if you are going with the very cheap product, because cheap product is making you more obstacles, because you really have to fight with the market, because you have to be on a page 1 based on the PPC, whenever there are already a lot of other competitors there. But again, if we're talking about high demand and low competition, it will be much easier to find more expensive product than cheaper product.
And so with that $20, what would you typically say, and in between that $49 to $69 range is like a healthy budget for PPC if you're starting with about, let's say, $10,000 to $12,000 in product inventory?
So for the PPC, I can tell you how we start our customers. If you want to grow fast, you cannot lower your budget. You cannot make your budget lower than $50 a day per product. But if you want to stabilize and like your goal is not to exit and your goal is just stabilize your sales, then you can start with at least $20, $30 a day, but you cannot go lower. So let's just, I'm always trying to preach people that Amazon is a real business. So you cannot try Amazon and you cannot play the game unless you're all in. So or you're doing this business right, or just don't do this business at all. Because if you're just thinking like, I want to try and we'll see how it works, high likely it will not work at all. Or maybe you will be just lucky. We just got a customer a couple weeks ago. They signed up with us for like the new product development. They launched 2 products within Q4 and they rocket their sales. They've been sold out. And they're like, damn, we made $50-something thousand on top of their investments. And they've been so happy how it worked out. However, when they reordered the products on Amazon, they dropped their sales almost to 0. So they've been excited and it didn't work later. So yeah.
Is that just from poor planning?
Their specific mistake is based on they've been doing everything intuitively, like I did. And they didn't think about demand. They didn't think about competition. They didn't customize the product at all. They just launched it. And they've been lucky only because of Q4.
Gotcha.
So they were not lucky at all because of something else. It was just Q4 luck.
Yeah. Everybody's buying everything in Q4.
Yeah, correct.
And so how does that sort of play out when it comes to the planning? So I know we talked a little bit about, staying between $49 and $69 and let's say at least $10,000 in inventory. But is there a good time to launch? Q4 just sounds like it would be probably the most chaotic. You have a lot of holidays. It's hard to really gauge, hey, how am I going to perform in February or how am I going to perform in March right after Q4? Do you tend to have sort of this calendar roadmap for launching and optimizing and increasing budgets and things like that?
So generally speaking, when you're launching a product, almost every single product has a spike within some time of the year. Maybe you're launching something for July 4th or for Mother's Day or for St. Valentine's Day. Some products you can, generally speaking, launch seasonally. So you can have a lot of variations, like, for example, kitchen towels. You can have them for fall holidays. You can have them for, oh my gosh, this green one, St. Patrick's Day.
Halloween.
No, St. Patrick's Day.
Green. She said the green one. Halloween is not green.
Well, yeah.
Goodness.
So yeah, St. Patrick's Day and like Easter and like all others. And like, for example, for Christmas as well. And they're selling so good. Like I was watching this product for a while. And whenever it's like some seasonal like some celebration, some holiday, it's like the spike with the sales. So every single variation will give you some sales, depends on the occasion, depends on the season, right? So, and whenever you're launching the product, you just have to see when it's going to be spike. And my opinion, when you're launching the product, you have to look at the trends, and they have to be better if they have very if they spread equally during a year and you have a spike during Q4. because during
Mm.
Q4 you want your product to go well because everybody else are selling. And
Mhm.
social, one society and like your Amazon community is like bargaining, like, oh look, I have 1 million already right now during my Q4. How much did you earn? And like if your product is not selling well, like I had 3 accounts that we sold a year ago, and one of them was on the supplements and skincare. And this account was not performing during Q4 because people are not increasing their ability to buy vitamins during Q4. It's
Yeah.
something that they're buying constantly. But other accounts been performing pretty well. We had like small electronics and home goods on like 2 other accounts, and they've been spiking.
Mhm.
And I
Mm.
was kind of happy with those two, but this one was just stable. However, when we had the drop of sales after like in January for those 2 accounts, the one with the skincare and vitamins was like equally good for the sales. So you have to just find for you the right, for yourself, the right strategy. Like, what do you want to do? Like, do you want just stable sales during the year? Do you want to spike during Q4? Do you want spike for every single occasion? Or you want to have the variety of products that like they have spikes, like different spikes in a different time of the year for the different occasions.
Mm.
And in this, selection and looking at the trends, you want to know where the spikes are going to be, and obviously you have to have good margins on the product. But you had also mentioned knowing what your competitors are doing. How, I guess, what should these sellers be looking for when they're researching a product to say, okay, here's the amount of demand that we have for this item. Where can they best find or most effectively find, I guess, this competitor information, like their sales and how they're marketing? Is it just like scanning Amazon like crazy? I mean,
Well, when we are checking the competitors, we're trying to make sure that the competitors that will be on the market, first of all, most of them are brand registry.
mm,
So we're also looking that they have a similar performance on the market that we're looking for. So none of them are giants, or at least 1 or 2 are giants, and others are like okay, like because let's say we're new sellers and we're looking for others that will be almost new or kind of new, so like 1-2 years of sales, maybe 3. And we're also looking that the competitors are or they're selling in a similar niche as other products, or they focus on the same niche as well.
Mm.
So they are not spread all over, and they are not the ones who are not brand registry, and they don't have absolutely the same product, because otherwise we will start this Amazon fight with like appeals, 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 and appeals. So we're looking for their price range. We're also looking how their products been performing over a year. We're using software for that. So we're checking did they drop the price at some point, or the price was increasing? Did they use, like, how was their seller rank performing during a year at specific time? Like, of course, during Q4, we're checking what kind of products they've been selling better within different amount of time. And we're also using the software that is showing ads as ad spend.
oh,
Mm.
okay.
Yeah. So we're checking how much they've been spending on PPC and where they've been winning, what keywords were winning during the PPC campaign and also within the time of the year, and what ASINs they've been using. If they have traffic from other ASINs, like, you can advertise on other ASINs, right?
Hmm.
So, and if they've been able to drive traffic from them, we're checking what ASINs they've been also using, and also we're checking if they are complementing their products with something else or not. So, generally speaking, we're analyzing competitors as well.
Hmm.
Mm. And are you doing any analysis on, let's say, reviews and feedback and questions that customers get? And I only ask that for product development,
Yeah,
right? Let's say someone's complaining about the handle on the mug being too small. You can
yeah.
make that a key differentiator. Are you also performing that type of analysis?
Yes, of course, we do it all the time, especially when we're developing the product. And as I said, for us, it's important that our consumer will buy it because they want to, not because they have to,
Mm.
and because they are comparing the products. At the moment when we're developing and we're checking the reviews, and we're checking reviews not only on Amazon, we're also checking reviews on other websites and on Google as well. And when people are complaining, for us, important to check the positive reviews, but the most positive reviews for us are negative reviews, because nobody knows your market better than your competitors.
Mm.
So if competitors are there, even like the small amount, it's the good sign, because if competitors will not be exist, and the demand will be exist, and competitor will not be exist, and you'll be walking blind in the dark, because you don't know what should you offer to the market, because you don't know what market will be against, or what they will not like about this product. So yeah, we're and then when we use this specific like negative or like side effects of this product, we always we're creating the comparison chart in every single listing, where we put the real competitors positive and negative side about their product, and then like comparing to ours. Not like we're not doing it blind, we're actually checking who is doing what, without, of course, without their names.
Okay. So it would almost be like not smart to be the first to market on Amazon with a new product, since you don't know what to, I don't know, maybe not smart, but that gives a lot of other people the opportunity to like watch and learn and then make it better, and then
Well,
sneak in there.
we've been launching a couple products that like where we were first on the market, but in this particular case, when we were doing that, we've been checking the forums, we've been checking the blogs, what people want, what people don't want, and also when we're developing the product, well, we are using Pigful or PeopleFish. So
Gotcha.
those two platforms, like with the real people who will be able to give you the feedback, and as you like, I don't know if you've been using it before or not, people are able to put their comments, and you're able to, based on their comments, also to change something in your product or like design or something else.
Yeah, we haven't used it yet. We keep talking about using it, but we haven't yet. But we did talk with Anthony with PickFu on the show a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
they've
it's great.
got a great system going on there. Yeah, for sure.
Yep, it is. Highly
Is
recommended.
yeah, PickFu, their team is amazing. Is Amazon the right place to launch those newer type of products? I guess going back to sort of this cool ideas, it's something that solves a problem, but typically requires more education. You might see them on like Shark Tank, or you might see them on TikTok or an Instagram reel. You're like, that is a cool product, but I don't know what to search for that. Like I would have to go to their listings and their bios or something to try to find that product. Is Amazon the right channel to experiment with those new types of products?
Well, yes and no. I prefer again to look for the demand or for similar products, at least maybe if those products are not on Amazon yet, look for the products at least in the same niche. And when you're going, sometimes you're just picking up the ideas of the product when you're doing the keyword research of the specific product. And the easiest way to go about it is to search for the product in the same niche, to download all the ASINs into the software and check out the high volume ranking keywords, and just go from there which one are actually relevant to the products that you want to launch on Amazon. Because if it's not exist at all and nobody launched it before, and like you have no idea what keywords you are going to use to develop it, you have to know it, you have to create the demand when you are going to launch it, and it's a different story. But if you're not going to create the demand, then you have to know the or complementary or relevant keywords for your product that people will like. They will search for something else, and they found your product like, oh, it's actually cool, let me learn about it. So it's just when you're launching the product that never been on Amazon, it's a different story. It's like influencers, social media, Kickstarter, and etc. before you actually deliver it on Amazon.
Yeah, and I feel like Amazon Live would even be a good opportunity there to showcase a new product through their influencers,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Amazon Live is always works. And my opinion with Amazon Live, you have to do it daily, like genuinely speaking, like any other video. So if you're doing it daily, and then it's gonna give you more impressions. And same with the posts. So again, you can create posts as long as you have brand registry. However, if the moment you created brand registry, you have to start um, create the posts. It's not expensive at all, but as long as you're posting every day, 2-3 times a day, you are building your community, and you're building more impressions for your specific product as well.
Does Amazon Live work kind of like Facebook Live, where after you go live, the content still lives like on your store, or you have to catch it live and after it's done streaming, it goes away? Like, is there a rewatch option, I guess is the question.
I think, yeah, they had. I'm not launching lives every day. Me personally, I'm not doing it. My team is doing it, but to my knowledge, yes, you can store it on Amazon.
Okay, because as a consumer, I've actually never watched an Amazon Live. They keep prompting me. I don't know why, for like gaming live, and I'm not a gamer. I've never searched for that stuff. Like, I don't know if it's just what's live at the time and they're just giving you the most recent one, but like my algorithm's all jacked up.
When you are, I had notifications just a couple of times from Amazon, like it's going live. But from what I heard from people who are doing lives all the time, it's working, and it's working very well. We're doing it occasionally. We don't really put a lot into Amazon Live, but it's really a good instrument. So I cannot tell you more about it because it's not where my focus at. We're doing it really very randomly. So it's not our main focus. What we are doing, we're doing TikTok. And we're doing reels for the products. This is something that is working very well. And we're like, the moment we're launching the product, we're using external traffic, and we're using influencers. And we're using influencers that are not huge, but they can create the reel with your product when you're just sending this product to these people, to the influencers. And for the cost of the product, and generally speaking, for the net cost of the product plus the shipping cost, they're creating pretty good traffic because the reels are going all over and TikTok is going all over.
Yeah, I mean, people keep underestimating the power of that Instagram Reels. I'm a fan of the underdog. And honestly, now that I know more about like creating the content in TikTok versus Instagram Reels, honestly, Instagram Reels is a better in-app creation experience. You can do a lot more with it than you can TikTok. So,
well, we created just like for past couple days, we created a couple of reels for my personal account agency, and my reel got to, I believe one was 5,400 views within 24 hours.
That's awesome.
And another one is 5,000 something, just or 5,100 something. And like, as long as you make it short and something like you start with something sharp, people keep watching it. Like we created one reel yesterday where one person was coming up to me and he's like, why are you lying about success on Amazon? Of course, people are going to watch it because the
shock value.
Sharp. So, and like we didn't post it yet, but we're going to publish it today.
Okay, I was about to say, I'm gonna hop on your Instagram as soon as we're done being live. I want to check this out.
yeah, we'll post it today, so you don't forget to like it.
Oh, I won't. Believe me.
So we talked a lot about sort of the planning, definitely looking at demand before even creating a product and having a growth strategy. But when it comes to execution, I don't think we've talked too much about it, about actually getting a product on Amazon and sort of what metrics and goals that you want to set. Is that something that you work with your clients on also?
Yeah. So before, if I don't know if it's a good idea to share my screen or not, However, when we are starting the product research first, we're creating the strategy how much we want to earn on Amazon.
Hmm.
And we have pre-built chart. It's kind of Excel sheet on the Airtable, and we're also giving people free access. Just they can play with that. It's pretty neat. So, for example, you want to earn $10,000 or $30,000. You can play with the market price. You can play with the margin. You can play with the amount of ASINs. Like you can stabilize and create your vision, what you can have. And when we're launching the product, we're expecting, so for example, with 10 reviews on this product, we will be able to earn this amount of money.
Mhm.
With 50 reviews on this product and with this amount of indexed keywords, we can have this amount of money. So generally speaking, we have this we have this tier of development when we understand at what time we can expect what amount of money. So it's not like we're launching the product and we don't care what is going on. We just going randomly. No, we know like for like within first couple of weeks, we have to have at least like 700 keyword indexed. Out of this 700 keywords will be probably 1-2 high ranking keywords on a page 1 or 2. And like next 3 weeks, after these 3 weeks, we're expecting something else. What I definitely know is by the end of the second month, every single product we're launching is supposed to have at least 2,000 keywords indexed, and in between 12 to 15 keywords, high volume keywords, we have to be on a page 2 or the bottom of first one. So the main goal is to perform with the medium ranking keywords and the low ranking keywords, and to be at some point on the bottom of the first page and on the top of the second page with the keywords, with the high ranking keywords.
And what's the quickest way to rank for keywords?
Again?
What's the quickest way to rank for keywords, to have them indexed?
Oh, this is something. I usually explain it this way. So, for example, it's black pen, right? It's a high ranking keyword. To rank the black pen, we have to rank medium ranking keywords, which let's say I'm just creating in my head, right? So it doesn't mean it's supposed to be exactly like this. Black pen with the gray end, right? It will be probably medium. And then under this one will be the gray, black pen with a gray end for my mom. That will be a lower ranking keyword. So, and we have to rank on a page 1 this small keyword first, and then the small keyword is pushing the medium ranking keyword, and the medium ranking keyword is actually pushing on top the high ranking keyword. So it's like the pyramid that like we're starting from the bottom and we're going on top. Of course, we cannot start our PPC campaign with the small ranking keywords only. We're launching we're creating at least 5-6 campaigns in the beginning. However, to actually push the high ranking keyword, you cannot start with the pushing only high ranking keyword, because high ranking keyword is supposed to have the support. This is how SEO works. SEO, I mean. So like you have to have this foundation of small low ranking keywords that support the medium ranking keywords, and the medium ranking keyword they're supporting the high ranking keyword. Doesn't make sense?
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
And it sounds like just the lower ranking keywords are typically longer tail keywords, and you just put those on the back end?
Yeah.
Okay. But do you, and on the back end, but do you also run those with did you say your PPC campaigns?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, PPC campaign inside of Amazon and external traffic as well.
Okay.
We will not forget about external traffic too.
Yeah. And so in this roadmap, what is usually the, I guess, that metric for success? Like, are you looking at success after 12 months? Are you looking at after 6 months? I guess, what is your ideal success timeline?
Success timeline, my opinion, if your product did not succeed within first 3 to 6 months, something is wrong. Because generally speaking, especially when it's a first launch, your product, if the product is right, you will see the sales immediately. If you don't have sales, then or you do not have traffic, or your marketing is terrible, or your product is terrible. If the marketing is terrible, you can fix the marketing. If the product is like just people don't want to buy it, then you cannot fix the product. It's a loss. So it's
What do you do?
Well, when we have a loss, we have a loss. We
Yeah.
learn from mistakes. When we have the bad marketing and we understand like we have to increase, for example, the conversion rate, we just optimize the listing. It's like it's the normal workflow.
Of continuous just optimization of seeing what works, what doesn't work.
Yeah, it's just so much you can optimize. So sometimes you have to optimize, like, I don't know, dishwasher safe. And it's working momentarily. Or you have to optimize money back 30 days guarantee. The anyway guarantee, because Amazon will refund money within 30 days. Just not every single person actually put a lot of attention on it. So it's just something sometimes that you have to optimize. But if none of those is working, then it's a loss. Well, people talk about loss, but high risk, high potential. This is all about Amazon.
Yeah, and the experimentation, particularly, it's funny. I know, speaking to a few sellers at Prosper, many of them and even that we just know from our business, they're more hesitant to make those optimization changes under fear that it's going to be worse than whatever they had before. But then when you speak to any service provider, like any at all, everyone always says you have to change things. Like it can't stay the same for 2-3 months. It has to be optimized, and that means making changes to keywords, making changes to how your bullet points are even laid out, or to the imagery if you have to. I mean, there's so much that goes into it, but it sounds like it's a lot. It's a lot to manage.
I don't think that you have to optimize it every 3 months. I think as long as you can see the progression. So if the progress is going up, generally speaking, every single positive review increasing your product sales. Every single one. Like if you got 2 reviews within 1 day, you doubled your sales during this day. So the sales are always going up. This is how like your Amazon sales working. So you launched your product, and first of all, it will be like this, like 1-2 sales a day, 3, 4, 5, 1. But then the sales are going up. They're never going down unless something is wrong. Season is over, for 4th of July is over if you've been selling this product only for the 4th of July or something else. But if the trends for your products are all over the year and they're even, then nothing's supposed to like disturb your product from growing your sales. So you don't have to start optimizing if everything is going up. Just don't touch it. But if everything is bad and it's not working, then you have to pay attention when is something going down. We have customers, former customers. They launched with us probably 2 years ago. And I saw how their products been like within like 2-3 months, up to like $20,000, $30,000 per ASIN. I was so happy. And I recently checked how their sales are going on, because I love to spy on my customers all the time. It's crazy stuff about me. However, I checked and their products are like at $6,000-$7,000 a month. And you know why? They didn't launch any new products at all, 0. They're still on a page 1. Their reviews are keep growing. So it's like already, I believe, 1,000 reviews on each of the product. But the listing is the same. The packaging is the same. New products are not exist. So of course their sales are dropping. So people do not put extra efforts, which is sad.
Yeah.
Always be growing.
Mile. Yeah, exactly. Like you said, it is a business. It's not just a
Yeah.
side project
Yep.
when you have time. So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
It's not like I am a 9 to 5 and I want to quit. Perfect. But you have to commit. It's like marriage.
Mhm.
You marry your business or you're not.
Take notes, Francois. You've got to put in the work. He's getting married soon. So
Well, congrats.
Thank you.
awesome. Well, Izabella, thank you so much. Before we close out, because we are right at the hour mark, would you tell us maybe just a little bit more about what an ideal client for Ritz Momentum looks like, maybe who would be a best fit to work with you and where they can find more information about your business?
The best customer for us is the one who commit to achieve the goals.
Perfect.
They have a budget. They understand that the business is a risk and it's always have risk, high potential. They're ready to trust and they're ready to develop and have a business as an adventure, because it's always, to do business is always fun. So business is not the burden. Business is fun, is development, and even if you fail, you can always do it again. And I do not know successful entrepreneurs who've been launching their business and they've been failing and they stopped. That's why they succeeded. So success will be there as long as you're ready for that. So this is our ideal customer, like budget, expectations, patience, and ready to go now.
Perfect. And you guys can find more information about Izabella's company at www.ritzarm, and Ritz is spelled with a Z, so ritzarm.com, and that'll of course be linked in the show notes.
Cool.
Awesome, Izabella, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody who's tuned in. If you guys liked what you heard today, be sure to give us a thumbs up, comment with your thoughts, share the episode with your friends, subscribe to the show, and turn on those notifications. And that way you never miss a conversation with leaders in supply chain and e-commerce like Izabella Ritz. And we will see you guys later this week and next week and always, but have a happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Goodbye, everybody.